welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving you a bit of an update on my post-gastric bypass life. I am now 8 weeks post-surgery, and that seems kind of crazy to me. It seems on the one hand like it was a lifetime ago, and then it also seems like it really wasn't that long ago. Like 8 weeks seems fairly significant, but here we are. So, as I've done with previous videos on this, I've done something else while I talk, and today I'm just gonna throw some stuff on my face. So let's just get straight on into it. Please forgive the hair. It's a hot mess. It is currently 9:30 on a Friday night, and this week has been the week that would not end, and yet it finally has. So I'm looking a little haggard, feeling a little haggard, but just kind of wanted to sit down and play because the kids are both finally asleep now, which is lovely. So if you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, you will have likely already seen my post, but I didn't post it over on my community tab here. Unknown reasons. There's no compelling reason not to. I just didn't. But I have hit a new weight loss milestone, and I'm very excited about it because it sounds like such a significant number. I have officially lost 50 pounds. Like 50 pounds. Like that's a lot of pounds. I have lost 50 pounds, and I am so excited about that. I'm so blown away by that. But I'm also just really pumped and really excited now to work on the next 50. Because where I'm at now is just a few pounds more than what I was after I gave birth to Bennett in 2017. So I've been this weight in fairly recent history. I have not been below, say, about maybe 10 pounds more than where I'm at, like 10 pounds less than where I'm at now. I haven't been there in like 10 years. So it's really exciting. Quickly, I will just throw a picture up here, a little progress shot. I don't recognize the before girl. Like I just want to hug her. She looks so sad and miserable, and I really was. Like I really, really was. And I'm not anymore. And that's not to say, sorry, I'm shaking the Airflash. It's not to say that you can't be happy and overweight. Like they're not mutually exclusive, but I was not happy. So for me, I just wasn't. And there was more than just my weight, but that was certainly a significant contributing factor, because with that weight came very poor sleep. So I was constantly tired and had no energy for anything. That led to feeling guilty because I didn't have energy to play with my kids or to basically do anything outside of the house. I also had a lot of aches and pains. Like my joints were sore, the bottoms of my feet were sore, my right ankle in particular was sore, and by and large, a lot of that has gone. I'm not inflamed, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not eating a lot of inflammatory foods, so my body's not constantly fighting itself to rid itself of, like, toxins, if you will. So, yes, 50 pounds. I, obviously, as I've lost that weight, have shrunk in clothing sizes, and so I have begun the process of going through all of my clothes again and seeing what fits and what doesn't. And it's nice to do it this time around because now I'm getting rid of the stuff that's too big rather than the stuff that is too small. When I did a huge closet declutter back in January, February, not sure. I think it was January. I still kept some of the clothes that I was like, I hope one day I can wear you again because you're so pretty. So I did keep a lot of those clothes, and a lot of them are now back in my closet, which is amazing. And I have a very, not a very large, but I have a large plastic tote box thing, which is largely filled with dresses, blazers, and shirts to be donated because they're all too big. And that's exciting. I haven't done pants or skirts yet, so I need to go through those. I am now down 2X sizes. I get confused with sizing. Because if you go from like a 26 to a 24, is that 2 sizes or 1? I think it's just 1. At any rate, I've gone from a 26 to a 20. Some of my size 20 jeans, depending on the cut, are now fitting loosely. Others are still a little bit tight. They're both from Old Navy, so I don't understand why there's this like huge discrepancy between the sizing, but there it is. In August, before I had my surgery, I was a 4X, and now I am fitting comfortably into a 2X. So I'm very excited about all of that. And I have to say, aside from just the excitement of my physical size, I've gained confidence, and not just in the sense that I feel like I look better, because let's be honest, when people see me walking down the street, I'm still like 266 pounds. Like I'm still largely overweight. So people that are strangers and haven't seen me in my before state have no frame of reference. So it's not like I'm turning heads everywhere I go. And when I say go to court now, there's a little bit of a social aspect because a lot of the lawyers are there and we don't always get to see each other, and so there is always like a little bit of a catch up in the lawyer's lounge and whatnot. So a lot of people that I haven't seen in a while don't really say anything. So in my mind, there's one of two things going on. Either they don't notice the weight loss, which is entirely possible because like I said, I'm still overweight. Like it's not like I'm at the end of my journey. I've just made a significant chunk into it, but I'm still like about a third, like a little bit more than a third of the way there. I want ideally to lose 140. I've lost 50, so it's a good chunk. So it's either that they are not seeing it because they don't have that side-to-side comparison going on, or they're too polite to say anything. Because of course it could be considered rude if somebody's like, wow, you look so much better than you did. You looked like hell before. Be a fair statement. Unlikely that anybody's actually going to say that. So it's not necessarily confidence in that regard. Where my confidence is more coming from is I have lost half of 100 pounds, and I have done it without being miserable and without, frankly, a lot of difficulty. But I don't really know what I'm trying to say. Let me back it up. One of my fears going into this was that I was going to fail. And that is because every time I've tried to lose weight, or every time I've actually succeeded at losing weight, I have failed. I lost 70 pounds when I was pregnant with my son, and I gained 55 of it back. So I was very, very scared that I would not be able to even use the tool of gastric bypass to be successful. And I have. Now that's not to say that I don't eat pizza every now and then, that I don't eat potato chips every now and then, because I do. How the hell did I get powder on my shoulder? How did that happen? I do, but I'll order like the really small, extra thin crust pizza from Pizza Pizza, and I eat half of it. Whereas before, I could eat an entire large pizza in one sitting. Chips, I could eat an entire family bag, and in fact I did eat the family size bags 4 to 5 times a week, easily. And now I'll buy a regular large size bag and it'll sit in my cupboard for at least a week before it's finished. I put a little bit into a bowl, I enjoy, I don't feel deprived, I don't go back for seconds. I'm still drinking my protein drinks, and I'm still focusing on lean protein sources, and I'm not eating a ton of carbs, and I'm not succumbing to just making bad food choices. I need to keep going with the makeup or else I'm gonna run out of things to say before I'm done. So I now feel confident that I can lose another 50 pounds. I am still just so grateful and so shocked that I don't feel deprived. I don't. I was so worried before I had the surgery about cravings. I didn't know how I was going to deal with them because I have been basically a slave to my cravings for the better part of 20 years. Like, it's just constantly there. And that was the kind of thing that I was trying to ask the nutritionist and trying to ask the social worker at the bariatric clinic. And that was just the one question that nobody was answering. They just kept saying like, no, you'll figure it out. I'm like, it's not fucking helpful. And when I looked at videos on YouTube about people who've gone through this, nobody ever mentioned it. There could be videos out there that do, but just none of the ones that I happen to see. And so it was still just this big question, even up to the point where I went into surgery. And that's what was making me nervous, because I was like, what am I going to do? And am I going to be grumpy about it for the rest of my life? Because if you recall, when I had to do that liquid diet, not on my best behavior. I did not enjoy that. That was horrible. So I just was like, am I going to be like this for the rest of my life? Because I don't think my husband's going to enjoy that very much. I didn't enjoy feeling like that. Like, it was just like feeling completely out of control. But I'm happy to report. And if anybody is considering this, please listen to me, because this is likely to be a question that you have. I don't have cravings anymore. I don't. There will be ideas pop into my head of like, I would like pizza. But if I don't have it that day and I just plan for it for the other, like for the next day because I've prepared a dinner or I have a meal plan in place, that's fine. I'm not like gnawing at the bit. I'm not resentful of having to eat, you know, my shredded chicken instead of ordering pizza. Whereas before, I would just skip out on the family meal and order pizza after the kids went to bed. With chips and stuff, because I'm eating just a little bit at a time, and it's not every day, like they'll sit in the cupboard for a couple of days before I'll go back for more, which was unheard of, absolutely unheard of prior to the surgery. I don't think about them. Like, I don't wake up in the morning thinking like, okay, what flavor chips am I going to buy? Like, if you haven't lived the way that I lived, like if you haven't suffered a food addiction, you may not understand, because it just sounds so insane and so crazy. But it does control your life. Like, think of it in the same way that somebody who has alcohol abuse issues or substance abuse issues, they wake up thinking about it. And it's not that it makes you happy. Like, giving into a food craving as a food addicted person didn't make me happy, but it was like relieving an itch. Like, it was just this constant gnawing itch, and then I would give into it and I would feel relief for a little bit, and then it would end and I would feel terrible about myself, because I'm like, why can't I control myself? What's wrong with me? Blah, 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 blah. And the cycle continues. So that's sort of what I was stuck in. And now, like, I don't wake up berating myself. I don't wake up thinking, what am I going to eat today? It doesn't even pop into my head. And even when I'm like really stressed at work, which I have been all month, it's been a month and a half and it's not done yet. I'm not complaining. It's just, it's a lot. And our son has really ramped up his toddlerness lately. So that's fun. He is adorable, and he is the sweetest little thing on the face of this earth, but my God, I can't wait until 2 is over. It's a lot. There's a lot of crying and screaming from him over just ridiculous stuff. Like, he's wearing his gray mitts instead of his blue mitts, or he's not wearing his sleeveless frickin' rainbow tank top when it's 2 degrees outside. There's just a lot of toddlerness going on. So combine those things together, and normally I would be looking to escape into the land of carbs. And I'm not anymore. I take the dog for longer walks when I'm feeling particularly stressed. There is a hair on my neck. There it is. Oh, you're attached. Damn it. So there's that. Sorry. I've got a ton of palettes out here. I want to film like my favorite fall palettes. And now I don't know which one I want to choose to do an eye look with. Okay. Let's do this one. Colored Raine, Queen of Hearts. Beautiful. New to me. It's been out for a while, like a long while, but it's new to me and I like it. Okay, what was I saying? What was I saying? Ah, yes. So my coping mechanisms, way better. And I'm so much more at peace and so much happier as a result. So there's all that. Now also, I am in the process of doing some online research with respect to a trip. So last year, Aspen and I traveled to Cuba together, and the year before, the whole family, we all went to Cuba. And this year, it's likely just to be Aspen and I again, just simply because Bennett, I don't think he's going to be able to handle a 3 to 5 hour flight, depending on where we go. And Barry's happy to stay home with him. He doesn't like flying, so it'll be girl time. And he's not resentful of me going. It doesn't cause any problems. Bennett can't be jealous because he has no idea what the hell Mexico or Cuba is. And Aspen and I have a blast together and it's all good. So please don't think that I'm like, no, Barry, you can't come. You have to stay home. It's nothing like that at all. He's quite happy for Aspen and I to go, and she's a fantastic traveler. She's just a good egg, that kid. I love that kid so much. Not that I don't love Bennett, but like Aspen, I have no issues with traveling with her. I have no issues going anywhere with her because she's just fucking awesome. She's the bee's knees. Okay, so we're looking at going to Mexico. I've never been to Mexico. I've always just kind of assumed that that's the place where tourists go to die, simply because that's what I read in the news. But I was talking with some friends about their favorite travel destinations, and forgive me if I say this wrong, please forgive me, but Los Cabos, that one comes up a lot. And so I found a little resort, not a little resort, but I found a resort there that is more geared towards family and kids and whatnot, and it looks beautiful. And so I think I'm going to take Aspen there. And it's going to be really exciting. It'll be a long flight, like it's about 5.5 hours, but watch a couple of movies, good to go. Aspen's like, I can actually nap on a plane. I've never slept on a plane before. That's a weird thing to get excited about, but okay. I'm happy to be the shoulder that you lie on. So looking at that, last year when I was booking the trip, I was super stressed out about fitting into the plane seat and thinking, what is worse, that I ask for a seatbelt extender or that they just offer one to me? Because I think I'd rather die than do either of those two things. Like somebody coming up to me and being like, wow, you look like you need this. I would probably crawl under my seat and melt into the floor. Also, I would rather pull my own fingernails out than ask for an extender. So luckily my seatbelt did fit, but there was a lot of sucking in that had to be done before I could get it done up. That was not my most graceful moment. This year, however, I don't have that same concern. Again, I'm not skinny by any stretch. However, I have flown at slightly larger than what I'm at now by about 10-15 pounds or so, and I didn't have problems with the seatbelt. So I know that at this weight, and by the time I go, it's going to be another 3 months or so from now, I'm going to be even smaller. And it's going to be amazing to maybe even have a little bit of wiggle room in the seat. That is a crazy concept. I gapped on what to say, to be perfectly honest, but it's come to me. confidence. Circling back to that for a moment. I've actually been looking up, there's a place called the Running Room, and it's like a chain of stores that sell running shoes and running attire and all that kind of stuff. Haven't stepped foot in one in probably like over 10 years. But I've been looking them up online. What the hell is wrong with you? Good Lord. Anyways, they offer running clinics, and they also have like walking clinics, but they're mostly known for their running clinics. And I'm not prepared to commit to it at this time, but come spring, I want to register for their Learn to Run program. I have always wanted to run 5K. Like even in high school, I wanted to be able to do it. It just seemed like this insurmountable goal. And it has proven to be so because I still have never done one. But I want to do a 5K. Now the Learn to Run program gets you to about 2.5K, but I'd like to do that and then build on it in like a 5K clinic. So I am actually like super, super excited about that because it's just been this huge goal that's always kind of sat at the back of my head that I have not made any significant effort towards in many, many years, but I'm ready to take on the challenge. I'm still debating for a winter activity. Like Barry and I want to take out a membership at our local recreation center. I could do like the whole gym thing, but there is a gym at the rec center, but the bonus for us is we can get a family pass and then we can take the kids swimming without any additional fee. And there's also public skating, so Barry and Aspen can go skating. I am like the least Canadian person ever in that I don't know how to skate. I blame it on the fact that I was raised by my grandparents, and my like grandfather would take me to like the frozen pond in our area and then sit in the car and be like, go skate. He was an amazing dad in most respects, but he really kind of dropped the ball with that one because I was like, I don't know how to skate. How can I just go out on a pond and skate? So I'd just kind of stand there and then fall and then cry and we'd go home. So that's my experience with skating. Not particularly helpful. So I do have skates, but I need to take like an adult learn to skate program because my 7-year-old can skate far better than I can. 'Cause I'm terrible at it. I still want an outdoor activity, so I'm still trying, oh God, still trying to decide between cross-country skiing or snowshoeing. So I'm going to go to a place where I can like rent cross-country skis, give it a couple tries and decide from there. Snowshoeing may or may not be just like utter bullshit. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. If you have any experience with snowshoeing, can you tell me, like, is it just like stupid or can it actually be fun? Is it like walking? I don't know anything about snowshoeing. I don't even know why I want to do it, but I kind of do. Anyways, I'm going to line my eyes and then come back because when I try to talk in line, it doesn't work. So at any rate, that's where I'm at with goals and accomplishments at this point. In terms of like how I'm actually physically feeling, I don't have any pain. I have been very lucky that I haven't had any complications as a result of the surgery. The incisions are just scars now. There's 5 little ones. I don't get super tired. I have lots of energy. I've been able to eat most foods that I've tried. Nothing's really upset me, with the exception of Thanksgiving dinner. And I think it's either that I ate too fast or that my body just doesn't like either mashed potatoes or stuffing or the two of them together. My body was just not happy with that. Walking really does seem to help. Like if my stomach's upset in any way or if I'm, sorry, TMI, super gassy, then walking really helps. Speaking of the gas though, oh my God, nobody warned me that I would become basically a frat guy. It's not attractive, my friends. It is not attractive at all. I can clear a room. It's terrible. And it makes sense because the food doesn't stay in my stomach long enough to really get broken down. So when it hits like the intestine part, all the bacteria in the intestine are like, fucking yeah, food! And they just go to town, but that produces a lot of gas. And it's horrible. Some days are much better than others. But this room is a very enclosed, small room. Yeah, it can get, like, it's like I'm hotboxing myself. It's terrible. So now you know that about me. Please tell me your embarrassing side stories down below. I'm hoping that this is a short-lived thing and my body finally figures out how not to be disgusting, but I'm not holding out any great hopes. So there's that. Okay, gonna wrap it up here. Yeah, that's the look. All right, so I'm going to wrap it up here because I feel like I'm just rambling at this point. I do sorry, I thought I saw a spider on my light. It's just dust, but that stopped my heart for a second. Anyways, I do intend on doing a what I eat in a day kind of video. I just need to organize myself in order to do so. So look for that coming fairly soon. I'm in court 3 days next week, so it probably won't be until sometime early November, but it will come eventually, so there's that. Anyways, I just wanted to share that update with you. I'm so blown away. I'm so excited. I want to thank you guys again so much for like your never-ending support. It's amazing. It means the absolute world to me. It really does give me like the boost to keep going with everything and to continue making as best of choices as I can for myself. And I love that you guys are interested. I love that you guys message me and whatnot, asking for updates. I love you guys. I know people say that all the time in these videos and I'm always like, but do you? I really do. Like, I really do. I think you guys, I think of you guys as friends, not like viewers or subscribers, and certainly not fans. I don't like the word fan, but I feel like you guys are friends and I really appreciate that because that's coming from you, not coming from me. You guys have made this like the safest space possible for me, so thank you. All right, gonna wrap it up. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, peace out, mofos. I'm trying it. Let me know what you think. I'm just trying it. Okay, bye.